What's up, Chris? Guys, I want to take a few minutes while I'm creating events to help you with any questions you guys may have that revolve around the photo booth business. What I really want to tackle today is questions revolving around technical issues that you guys might be experiencing, because I had a fair share of technical difficulties myself. So with that being said, if you guys want to go ahead and post your questions, and like I said, I'm going to be more than happy to answer that as best as I can. All right, guys? So let's go ahead and rock this out. Let's see here. I'm going to call this technical troubleshooting. How's everyone doing? Yeah, that catfish video, man. You guys can see, look at how much I broke out, but the photos show a stud. The photos show a model. So that's the power of using the glam filter from booth.events. All right, so that's what's up. And we even got Mondo in the house. I haven't talked to Mondo in a minute. What's up, Mondo? So real quick, guys, what I am addressing here, let me go ahead and go live right here too, so that everybody knows the dilly. And let me go grab a quick drink of water, because I feel like I'm going to be talking a lot. Yo, you hired a model for your pics? Yes, Mondo, I hired myself, brother. So let me go ahead and put this, switch this camera over right here. All right, we are live on YouTube. It's been a while since we gone live, but I figured I can sneak you guys into my workflow. What exactly am I doing right now is I am setting up for multiple events this weekend. This event specifically that I'm going to be handling another with a brand new photo booth attendant is a wedding. And so this is what I got going on right now. And I'm going to be doing some troubleshooting over there. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off right there. Next thing I'm going to do here, let me go ahead and put this. So yes, the glam filter, I'm setting that up for the wedding, and then in a track screen. And then I got a 360 booth event too. I got to work on speed ramps. But today, I really want to focus on the technical support of things. So if you guys want to post your questions regarding any technical questions you guys may have, one of the things that's coming up a lot right now is, David, my T6 Canon is not working. David, my T7 is not working. And this is exactly why I told you guys, use a Canon R100. You can't go wrong with the Canon R100. it's type C to type C. So your transfer speeds are crazy fast, and your charging speeds too, the power distribution is much better, is much stronger, because we're upgrading cables. This is what we're doing. So if you have a T6 or a T7 and it's not communicating with your iPad via cable, make sure that on your Canon cameras, you guys are going over to settings, and then settings, go to Wi-Fi, disable the Wi-Fi, turn off your camera, and then turn it back on. And then your camera should communicate with your iPad. Okay, so I received just today alone 2 people asking specifically about, David, my T6 is not connecting or my T7 is not connecting. And that's because they're a little bit older cameras. They work great, but they're just older. So I recommend going type C. When it comes to iPad, if you guys can get the latest, not the latest, but the first iPad that's using type C, I think it's a little over iPad generation after 2018. We have some type C models. That's where I would start. Type C is the way to go, guys, just to minimize complications during your events. I'm going to go ahead and start focusing on some of the questions right here that you guys are posting. I want to make sure I address those. But like I said, let me go grab some water really, really quick just to make sure I have enough. My, oh my. All right, let's go ahead and rock this out. For everyone watching on Instagram, if you guys want to go over to the YouTube and post your questions on the YouTube, that's going to be great. And let's see here. Have you tried DSLR booth with Mr. Professional? I know I've seen you use Snapic. I haven't used a software DSLR booth. The softwares that I have used in the past is a Luma booth, TouchPix, Snapic, and booth.events. Lately, I've been getting a lot of bad feedback, unfortunately, on TouchPix. So I don't know what's happening with TouchPix. I don't touch TouchPix anymore, so I don't know what's causing it, whether they're going through some updates or what it is. But just as a reminder, guys, don't call me for technical support when it comes to TouchPix. That is, I'm out doing my thing, and you guys need to contact TouchPix technical support. All right. And so I am using booth.events for my weddings due to the glam filter. And so because of here, I think I can share my screen with you guys. Yeah, I should be able to share my screen with you guys. See if I can pull it up. So, nope, not this. I was trying to find some of those glam photos to show you guys, to give you a visual. The quality probably wouldn't be as great if I showed you here anyways, but yeah, just a little bit of glam right there. As you guys can see, very little to no wrinkles, no pores, no pimples. And yeah, so this is using a glam filter on booth.events at its minimal. All right, very, very little glam. So I just wanted to show that to you guys. So yes, I haven't tried DSLR booth. One thing that I am waiting on is, and I might just have to step up to the plate when it comes to this, is creating a mirror booth that's going to allow us to run applications that run on iOS. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get the iOS system to communicate with the touch screen on the mirror booth, and that's going to be a game changer for real. I am still using Snapic, George. I'm using Snapic primarily for my 360 events. I'm also using Snapic when I have events and I'm providing both the 2x6 and 4x6, because one thing that's super cool about Snapic is that it's going to allow you to have both types of prints during the same event running simultaneously. Or with booth.events, that's a limitation right there, because right now it only lets you print one certain size per event. Just thought I'd throw that up there. But one thing with booth.events is that you guys can pay, I believe it's $129, if I'm correct, and you guys get 4 licenses, which is a steal, especially if you guys are doing the drop-off concept. For XY rentals, if you're experiencing issues printing out the 2x6, contact Snapic. Let them know that you're at an event. If you're at an event, they're going to contact you within 3 minutes and help you troubleshoot. I don't know if you're experiencing the issue with Snapic and you didn't select the actual print. So there's a setting when you have Snapic. What you want to do is you want to make sure you select and you go over to printer. And when you go to printer, you want to select the 6x4 for your 6x4s. And then on the next screen, select your 2x6 so that when you're printing either a 2x6 or a 4x6, it knows that, hey, this is a 2x6 print and it'll print out a 2x6. So it's really not that difficult. You just got to go into the settings for the printer settings and select both orientations, the 2x6 and the 6x4, 4x6. Howdy, Photoball. DSLR booth is a good software. I use it on all my Windows-based booths. Yeah. So there's folks that actually love the Windows-based booths, you know. Most folks that are in love with the Windows-based software are folks that have been doing this for a very long time. And so, because Windows was definitely the leader when it came to photo booth software, but then iOS gets updates much faster, moves much quicker. So that's why a lot of folks are now gravitating more towards the iOS. But big ups to everyone who's killing events right now, whether they are Windows-based or iOS-based. You guys want to go ahead and continue posting your questions? Go ahead and post your questions. Bring your questions over. We have Chris who's having a giant problem. He says, my biggest problem is my flash is syncing with other photographers at the event I'm at. I changed my channels and still having this issue. The best thing you can do, Chris, for that is just hardwiring it from your camera trigger, from the trigger that goes on the top, and then connecting it with the cable like this, connecting it from your camera to your actual flash trigger. So if you can hardwire it, you'll be able to avoid that. I've been in situations where I had to switch my channels from you know, just like the problem you're having. I had to switch the channels, and I'll show you guys really quick how that looks like. So you guys have different setups. Okay, some of you guys are gonna have the trigger where you can change the channels, but these right here, you can change the channels right here as well. As you guys can see, I recently changed it to, I have the one off, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, the 2, 3, 4 off, and the one on. And so this allows me not to interfere with other photographers on set. So there's always a way to fix that and remedy that, including the hardwire that I just shared with you guys. So let's go ahead and dive into the next question. That was a good question. I hope that helps, Chris. Try that. So not only change your channels, but also A, B, and C. Chris, try that too. So Ricardo wrote, Ricardo, shit. Ricardo, is this Ricardo Golden who needs the replacement larger base? If it is, Ricardo, I have the information for you. I thought about it early this morning. But yeah, there's a solution for that, Ricardo. If that's the Ricardo I see here. The prop signs that I have, guys, I'm going to be selling them as a bundle package. So you guys go to, when I thought of props, I thought of like, man, these little props are so cheap. And so I don't think I have any in here to show you guys. But what I did is I went back and forth until I could finally find like props that are not only like 22 inches large, but really stand out. And so my thoughts as a business owner were, instead of constantly bringing in a bunch of different props and having my prop table all messy, I thought from now on, I'm just going to get these giant props you can see from the 360 booth stand and also get captured when you guys are taking photos. And these large props, of course, are premium and they really, really pop. That's what they're intended to do, is pop. And so I got these extra large props that I'm working on as far as designs go, and I'm just going to be selling them as a bundle where you guys can get a good amount of props, large props, um, at a price that's worth investing. And so now when I show up to events or I have a photo booth attendant go out to a specific event, all they get now is about 10 to 12 props, a case with a bunch of glasses, a little bit of jewelry, and maybe some money. So that allows me, when you guys start doing more and more events, you guys are going to realize I don't want to have some of this and some of that. You just want to have everything simplified across the line. And so with these props, I'll be good for a couple years until someone probably takes one or stuff like that. But that's what I like about the props. They're easy to clean too. So you'll be seeing those props on my online store really, really soon. Yeah, I love that way you guys are helping each other out in the chat here. James Chen is asking me. Okay, it's not you, Ricardo? Okay. Thank you for clarifying. James asking, hey, I'm just starting out. Which booth do you think I should start off with nowadays? Everyone in the chat can probably agree that the best investment you can make right now is in a DSLR photo booth, because the mirror booths, very nice, but very heavy. Mirror booths also, they're very limited. They're going to work with Microsoft. I don't know any mirror booth that's going to work with iOS. The 360 booth, as a lot of you guys here on the chat, all 17 of you guys know that the 360 booth is great. It works out really well. If you have the SUV or the van or a larger vehicle for it, it's still going to do its thing. It's going to get you a good amount of money back on that investment. However, a 360 booth is also very heavy. You're going to need stanchions. And so when you guys are scaling your business, these photo booth attendants that you guys are hiring, they need to have a vehicle large enough for that 360 booth. Now, when it comes to the iPad booth does really well if you are interested in doing a drop-off concept where you can buy multiple iPads, multiple iPad booths, set them and forget them, and then pick them up later on at nighttime. But you're going to need a few of those drop-offs to make it worth your while because you're doing round trips throughout the day. So the iPad camera sucks. And I can actually probably show you guys a photo of a difference between a photo that I captured with my iPad and the difference of capturing a photo with a DSLR camera. All right, so I'll actually show you guys here. That way you guys get a really good visual. I'm gonna come over to one of my folders right here. And the first photo I'm gonna show you guys is a photo that was captured at the same time, same lighting conditions, but this photo right here, guys, was captured with the 12 megapixel iPad. Okay, now these exact ladies, then I took a photo with the DSLR, of course that's coupled with the flash, and this is the difference right here. So it's 100 times better. And reason why is we're coupling the iPad with the DSLR camera and a flash head, and so this is how you get this drastic difference right here. So I would highly recommend you guys invest in a DSLR booth to answer your question, James. Any other questions you guys may have? Give me 1 second, guys. Let me take this call. Ariana, this is David.
Hi, David. How are you?
I am right here producing content, editing, and just making the best out of my day. What about you?
Same. Got in a small car accident this morning, but yeah, we're fine. Everything's good. Somehow my car has not a scratch on it, but I did feel the need to then treat myself to oh no, I had an accident coffee. So
okay.
Oh, it worked out well for me.
What kind of coffee do you usually drink?
I am an espresso girl, so I had a quad shot with some like coffee milk thing from Dunkin' Donuts. It was good.
You could take 4 shots of espresso?
Yeah, my caffeine tolerance much like my tolerance for almost everything is absurd for no reason.
That is crazy.
So yeah, my coworkers are trying to wean me off of caffeine.
Yeah.
Because I was doing 2 quad shots a day, so 8 shots of espresso in a day, and I need to not be doing that for my heart. My heart's sake.
For your heart, so, your heart will go on. You got it. Okay, sweet. So what's up, Ariana? What? How can I assist you?
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm that you received the deposit today via Zelle.
Let's see.
You should have gotten that from Aaron.
Aaron Joel, yes. I received the $295.
Perfect. Okay, great. And then I will let them know that the rest of it is due by the 13th. That's the 15-day out mark.
Wonderful.
And then we're good, right? The deposit locks us in. We're solid?
Yeah, I love that. I love that you guys did the deposit because that's going to lock in the date. So, yep.
Perfect. Okay, good. Well, then we are good to go. And I'm not sure if I will be on site on the 28th or if you will be on site on the 28th. But if either of us are, then we'll see you then.
Yeah, look forward. Hopefully I get to meet you.
Awesome. You have a great day.
Okay, enjoy your weekend, Ariana.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. So basically what I tell clients is I can't hold a date for you unless you make a deposit. So deposits are a big deal. I showed her my calendar. I said, hey, 5 people already inquired on this date. If you don't put down the deposit, I just can't hold a date for you. And it is what it is. You know, that's the business that we're in. But let's get back to your questions here. Let me see if I skipped any questions, first of all. Okay, I answered Chris's question. And there's another question here. On your current setup, Mr. Professional, are you printing WCM or direct wire? I'm still printing wirelessly. However, I just recently ordered a Type-C hub that's going to allow me to connect the Ethernet cable if I needed to. So I want to start having, backup for the backup. And so that's what you want to do, especially for events kind of far from your hub. You definitely want to have backups. So I'm going to start testing out the direct wire. I'll make a tutorial video for you guys on how I connect my WCM direct wire to my iPad. Well, actually the actual hub that communicates with the iPad. I'll show you guys how to do that. All right. Yeah, so Chris says DSLR booth for sure, James. All right, let's see if we got some more questions. I see you book your clients online. Do you charge for delivery? If you do, how do you go about charging clients mileage if they are booking online? I don't want to overcharge clients or lose money. So I guess my problem is different in the sense of when it comes to the delivery service. So for me, what I do is when I'm running ads, I'm promoting and advertising in a certain area that's going to be within 1 hour away, right? And so for me is I don't have that issue where I have to drive, hundreds of miles or over 2 hours away to get to a client's location because I'm not marketing out that far, because it wouldn't be as efficient for me. I would have to pay my photo booth contractors more money because of the travel time. So that cuts into my profit. So I really try to, really capitalize and monopolize my ground here, my proximity, my entire area as best as I can. I don't have that problem, photo booth bomb rentals, as far as driving out too far. Now, there's been situations where I did have to drive a little further than I usually do. But usually what I'll do is I'll tell the client, we're not going to drive out there for 2 hours. So we recommend you book for 3 hours. And that really helps alleviate some of the profit margin there. So I don't have that issue. One thing I do, though, have on my proposal is the client, if they're going to have more than 200 guests, they can go ahead and select an additional photo booth director for $99 if they exceed over 200 guests, which means there's going to be more manpower for the actual event. Now, Mondo the Human writes, DSLR is definitely the go-to if you want to go strictly photo booth. iPad booths are great, but DSLR booth definitely allows you to flex. It allows you to flex. It allows you to leave behind a production that's going to act as a marketing tool, because people who see those photos on social media, if they're curious enough, they're going to ask you, who did you book? How did you get such a great photo? Well, Mondo the Human and his wife over at 360 Lux or Lux 360 provided this wonderful photo, high quality, flex on them, you know? All right, James. So James, right? Yes, please show us that photo booth. That photo. Yeah. So I just showed you guys the booth. I'm sorry, the photo, the comparison. So you guys got to see the quality of a DSLR. And you know what? It's not so fair for me to compare those two because this was already in the evening. But that's how crappy an iPad photo can look like if you run out of batteries. If you're using lights that run off batteries and you have no good light, then your iPad photo is going to come out horrific. And you guys don't want that. You guys want to be terrific. Yeah. All right. So Eric has a question here. Eric writes, "Hi David, did you get help with HoneyBook? Do you have a contact and how much did you pay?" Eric, it was a huge headache learning HoneyBook. I did not want to do HoneyBook, but I realized HoneyBook has certain automations that help me as a business owner. And so I had to just go step by step by step until I was able to figure out things every single day. So what does this mean? It means that it was a horrible headache because when you switch over to a new platform, just like switching over to a new photo booth software, there's that learning curve. And for HoneyBook, because it has a lot of tools, um, I had to constantly get on chat with customer support. That's what I hate about specific companies is that they only have email support, chat support. I want to get on the phone with someone and have them walk me through this because as for me as an owner, my time is valuable. And that's what I love about Wix is that they'll call you within 3 to maybe 20 minutes. They'll get on the phone with you and they'll walk you through these steps. With HoneyBook, it was just all chat. So I spent a lot of time in front of my laptop trying to learn HoneyBook. What a headache that was. But this has given me leverage. And Alex Formosi talks about this, that when we spend time working on our business, what are we really working on? Are we working on something just to put out a quick fire? Or are we working, dedicating, and investing our time into something that's going to give us really good leverage? And HoneyBook has provided that leverage for me because now I have automations in place. I hope that helps, Eric. Um, Unknown user says, David, what is your target client demographic? So basically, everyone within my proximity, and then from just promoting the business, we'll get birthdays. We'll gravitate towards anyone, like I said, that's within our proximity. So it's not so much the demographics, but the geographical, so the proximity within from where we reside. What what? Um, so my attendants make anywhere from $20 to $25 an hour. Any other questions you guys have? Any other questions? 17 people watching. Do any of the 17 future business owners or current photo booth business owners have any questions? If this is helping you one way or another, if you can hit the like button right now, we got 3 folks who give me a like, which is pretty nice. And oh yeah, we have a question right here. Let's see. Hi David, which DSLR booth to version 7? My old laptop is no longer capable of doing. Recommend new laptop, mini PC, or custom build PC. So Moon Yi Tan, I think that's how you pronounce it. I I think a question is geared more towards people who use Windows-based applications. I use iPads and I use iPhones for my 360 production. I use iPads for the photo booth production. I don't use my laptop. I have seen people bring out a huge laptop to work the mirror booth, and then it has like the mirror booth attached to a laptop, and the cables are showing, and that looks really sloppy to me. I would not want to do that. In fact, if I had to go through all that, this is exactly why I use iOS, because everything is just no wire sticking out. Everything is compact, and I am going for that sleek look and luxury appeal when it comes to providing these services. You want to be the premium in your industry. We have another question right here. Thank you, unknown user, for hitting the like button. Thank you so much, guys, for your support and hitting the like button. Let's see. Let me go ahead and remove my I'll lose track of time if I don't set up a timer here. Hey Siri, set timer for 15 minutes. So
15 minutes starting now.
Sweet. Yeah, so I want to give you guys my attention. We got 15 minutes to rock this out together here. My job is to answer as many questions as possible, given my experience and just my best methods when it comes to doing some. So go ahead, guys, and post your questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question or a beginner question or an advanced question. A question is a question that can bring value to anyone here today and anyone that's going to watch this video. So if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and post them. And like I said, I'm going to do my very best to answer it to the best of my abilities, given the experience that I've acquired so far over the last almost 2 years and a half. So let me go ahead and go live here on the Instagram page. Let's see. All right, more questions. Photo booth bomb writes, have you thought of going into the whole party event service? I'm leaning on expanding into more any more things. Yeah, I mean, my thing is I haven't mastered the photo booth game yet, which is why I don't offer anything else besides photo booths, because I haven't got to a point where, for a good example is Thomas from Stay Golden Photo Booth. He's doing 15 to 20 events a week, just photo booths. So that's an indicator to me that I have a lot to learn and a lot to apply so that I can get to a level where I'm doing a minimum of 10 events a week, which is the reason why I'm just focused on the marketing aspect of the business and the overall quality of the actual production. And so that's why I'm not really looking forward to dive into something else, because as soon as you dive into something else, you take away that energy from your business, that allocation of resources, and you're focusing somewhere else, and it won't expand because you're all over the place. And that's my problem. And that's a lot of people's problems when it comes to the entrepreneurship, is that we get blinded by temptation. Alex Hormozy calls that the lady in the red dress. As you continue to scale your business and grow, there's always going to be a more attractive woman that's going to try to steal your attention. And as you get bigger and make more money and scale, the woman is going to get hotter. And so for me, I've turned down a lot of opportunities, whether it was manufacturers, whether it was software developers, whether it's people who wanted a white label, whether it's collaborating with DJs. Like I'm not interested in every no that I put out there was a yes to me and my business and my personal mission. And so I guess I wouldn't be interested in getting into the whole party event service until I really master this aspect. And I think a lot of people are waiting for me to get to a certain level so that I can share that roadmap on how and what it took to get to create a $250,000 photo booth rental business, right? Chris asked me if I have the DMP 620A printer, and the answer is heck yeah. So yes, it can print out many different sizes of photos. The 4x6 photos, it can print out 5x7 photos. So the 2x6 photos, it can print panoramic photos. I think it's 6x8 as well. The 620A is a super dope printer, but it eats up a lot of power in comparison to the RX1HS. It can eat up to 390 watts. All right, let's keep on posting these questions, ladies and gentlemen. We got Rudy in the house. All right, let's see here. Not sure if this is too personal. Approximately how much are you making per year from events alone? I'm making more money than I was making last year, James. Focus on your pockets. Don't focus so much on anyone else. If you focus on someone else, then basically, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to actually share something with you. A lot of you guys, well, let me take this back. A lot of people on the Facebook group are constantly complaining about the prices their competitors are charging. And complaining isn't going to get you anywhere at all in this business. Being so involved and energy targeted towards those people, why are you giving them attention in the first place? Like, you don't know their mission in their business. You don't know their personal goal. You don't know their lifestyle. In fact, we don't even know exactly why they own a photo booth rental business in the first place. What if they invested in a photo booth to make an extra $200 a month? So then who are we, right? Who are we to judge them on the prices they are charging? Focus on yourself. Don't worry about how much money others are making. Don't worry about how many events someone is getting in that you're not. Focus on yourself and focus on your business, because God gave you a vision and God needs you to fulfill your purpose in that vision. He needs you to grow into those shoes because He wants you to be the best version that you can possibly be. Now, when you become that version, and it's a never ending process, right? What happens is, yes, the universe rewards you in many different ways, not just monetary, but a network of people in your life that you can really tap into and accelerate your growth. So that's why focus on yourself. Don't focus on your competitors. I don't focus on my competitors. Sometimes, it bothers me that people don't value themselves, but then again, that's me being judgmental, because who am I to judge them? I don't know their situation. So it's a constant reminder for me too. So I hope, yeah, I just let off right now, but this was more like a personal point of view. So don't focus on anyone else, guys. Focus on your business. Your business needs all of your attention. I mean, all of it. Let's see. All right, next question from Whack. What do you think of the photo booths from China as a starter, then expand from there? Absolutely. Get a booth from a reputable dealer. You know, and when you get that booth, make sure you're setting up some money, allocate some money, budget, right, for Google ads or Facebook ads, because right now Google Business alone won't do the heavy lifting like it used to anymore, because Google's saying, why are we giving these local businesses so many eyeballs when we can be charging them to run ads and putting money into our pockets? So Google Business Profile doesn't run traffic to you like it used to anymore, because it wants you to pay them for that traffic. That's the sad truth. This is where life is at right now. So we got to make sure that we budget ourselves to run Google ads, because that's just the reality, man. I hate saying this, but I've seen the game change throughout the last almost 3 years, and Google is becoming really greedy. And so we'll see what happens next. There's other things going on too with Google ads that I spotted Google doing, and I'm thinking, Google, you're dirty. You are a dirty girl. And so more on that later. But right now we're talking more about like the technicalities here of hardware and some software. Let's see, what are the questions we got left here? On the other side, you can make more money with more services. Yep, photo booth bomb, you could definitely make more money depending on what you're offering. The sucky thing about us, the photo booth world, is that this industry, it's like you struggle so hard to get one client, and that client might not give you their business again during the year, but hopefully that client will use you again next year. So this is like every effort is just for like almost like a one-time transaction. That's the hard part, because if you did really good at advertisement and you had a really good product and you had people that had to sign up for reoccurring subscriptions, that's how we would get wealthy much faster. But the type of service that we provide is one party a year. So we have to make sure we accumulate a lot of clients and have repeat business. So this is why when I look at Thomas from Stay Golden and he's doing 15 to 20 events a week, I think to myself, that's a great benchmark. I understand he's been in business much longer than I have, but I'm thinking the tools that I have available to myself should allow me to get there a little faster. So I look at people for inspiration. Let's see. What is written is written. What God wants for you, God gives to you. At whack 100%, that's route you should take. Let's see. I try to cover the DSLR with iPad. Any more questions? I'm trying to find the question marks here. I see that you're using HoneyBook. I was thinking about using that platform with my photography business before I added my photo booth business. Explain what HoneyBook does that Wix can't do. It allows you to set automations, Lou, very, very differently from TouchPix. And so I'll give you guys I'll give you a quick visual of this. Is pretty cool. Here, let me show you guys one thing that makes life way easier when it comes to send these automations. Okay, I forgot. I need to share my screen with you. Hold on. right here. So this is one cool thing. And in the way it streamlines your payment system, your booking system, and the contact forms it provides you with, it's a little different. Keep in mind, guys, I love Wix, but look at, for an automation for my Wedding 360 booth, I can set these automations, and if I ever want to change something, what I can do is I can grab this, move this over here, or move it right here, or move it all the way to the bottom. So it's the way that you can move, navigate through it is just amazing. And then right over here, you can get even more automations too, which is, like I said, pretty interesting. It's just a step above Wix when it comes to the automations and how many things you can do, what gets triggered, and when it gets triggered. You can create a lead form. Lead forms are nice. For example, Mr.Professional consultation meeting. People fill these out, and then boom, I get an inquiry right over here. Uh, Little by little, guys, I'm gonna continue to make the most out of HoneyBook. But yeah, just wanted to show you that real quick. That's a great question, though. I like Wix. Remember, I love Wix because their technical support is amazing. Any more questions, guys? What are we at? We got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Go ahead and do a rapid fire with questions, guys. I got 3 minutes left with you guys. I got the RGB lights with multicolored ones. Will it be enough lighting alongside my ring light? I have some clear white ones from Amazon as well, but not sure if it's an overkill. Test. Test as much as possible, brother. Test as much as possible. In fact, I got to get a 360 booth ready right now in the garage, and I'm still testing. Like, it's a never-ending thing. You got to make sure you go out there and really put on a show. Says, I know, Chris Rose, I know you did a video on this, but I can't find it. How do you get Wix to get a hold of you for customer service? I always end up talking to the bot. Just go under help, and when you go to help, you chat, and then when they can't figure out that problem, they ask you if you want them to contact you via phone call or email, and I go via phone call. That's going to be under the help tab. Have you done any HoneyBook tutorials? I have not done any HoneyBook tutorials because, guys, my life, as you may probably predict, is just crazy busy. So it's difficult for me to slow down and do things now, which is why I said today I'm just going to dedicate at least 45 minutes to the YouTube platform, just because I feel like this is the fastest way I can get these answers to you guys. And then I can post this video, and hopefully if someone watches it, they get value out of your questions that you guys are asking. So no HoneyBook tutorial yet. You're welcome, Chris. All right, guys, I want to wrap it up. I don't see any more questions. Someone wants to put their photo booth at the mall. Do you think it's possible? If you can land that, man, that's going to be sweet. Because if you guys can reach out to a shopping center and then hire a friend to be Santa Claus, and you guys have a photo booth, you guys can make thousands and thousands of dollars in the month of December. You just got to get creative and reach out to the marketing department and pitch them on your services on how that's going to benefit them or their merchants. So definitely, I would say a lot of people in the photo booth industry that have been in the game for a long time usually have corporations and shopping centers like that too, in schools where they make most of their money. They're like more B2B, business to business. So yeah, if you guys can reach out to a shopping center or a mall and install your photo booth for the holidays, you guys can make a killing. I don't think HoneyBook talks to Wix, Lou. All right, guys, it's gonna be a wrap. Peace.